What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of the Get I Said It podcast. We are special with our full capabilities to they want us in correctional facilities. Brainchild of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation coming into you live and in public, if you will. Ross Cooper, as always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host, please introduce yourself to the folks.
Yeah, I was good, but I was right in a good month, year, hour, second, all that good stuff. Watching all the platforms. Please share with your friends, family, enemies, butt on the wall, mailman outside, aliens outside the door, dinosaurs gonna smack you with his tail. All that good stuff. Because if you don't, T-Rex gonna attack you. I don't know.
That's a wild way to start. Well, okay, we got Jurassic Park threats going on. Okay,
That
that's
could
what's up.
happen. Already
That's
showing it.
what's up.
They're trying to bring back the dinosaurs. That's real.
Yeah. And let me see. We just got past Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Lovers Day for everybody to celebrate it. Um, from Russia with love, we're gonna dive right in. This is interesting. This is coming from, I pulled from Reuters here. Putin and company have done some stuff that is good besides trying to wipe Ukraine off the map. It's good to know Ukraine won't get wiped off the map because the U.S. keeps sending tax dollars. Never mind.
I'm about
I'm,
to
I'm gonna
say,
stop.
U.S. gonna make sure they don't get wiped off the map.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My tax dollars are going to make sure that Ukraine doesn't get steamrolled, and also to make sure that Israel pretty much almost wipes Palestine off the map. But anywho, anywho,
Just another day.
if there's a silver lining, as far as I know, my tax dollars are not going to support the genocide over in the Congo. So
That you know of.
yeah, I know. Now the funny thing is, my tax dollars are also not going to stop the genocide in the Congo, but that's it's a bridge too far to cross. Apparently, we can't do such things. But anywho,
And
this
sure,
is a bit of good news coming out of Moscow on Valentine's Day. Putin said Russian scientists, and this is coming from Reuters, are close to creating vaccines for cancer that could soon be available to patients. Said in televised comments, we have come very close to the creation of so-called cancer vaccines and immunomodulatory drugs of a new generation. So to put that in United States context, there's billions of dollars that is generated and raised for medical research. And there are certain diseases like cancer, all of them, that just can't find a cure for. As a type 2 diabetic, same issue, especially for type 1, just can't seem to find a cure for. And these things take time and research. And sadly, a lot of times what happens is with these experiments and everything else, the trials it takes, you just run out of funding. So billionaire want to have his name on a hospital, want to have their name on a hospital wing, and would say, hey, you guys got some research going on, let me fund it. And I get made pretty much immortal because when the cure, you guys find a cure, I'm really want to fund it at all. But we're talking about cancer. And that's been around literally, I think they said you can trace it back to the Egyptians. So we're going back damn near to the beginning of time. You and I have a bit of a discrepancy on what we think is and isn't. If you understand the nature of cancer, it is the body fighting itself. There's a long-standing theory um, that the cure for cancer is out there, and they're just not giving it to the people because it's more money being made from research. Well, researchers' relatives die from cancer too. Okay. And when you understand on a very basic level what cancer is it is your body fighting and killing off itself. That could be any collection of cells. That's why there's brain cancer, lung cancer, eye cancer. Like if you have a body, you can be struck by cancer any part of it. So I don't believe there's a cure that's being withheld. I believe that the best we can do is find a way to contain it and keep it from spreading. I am not a medical doctor. This is just me using the facts as I know them. And like I said, I get how enticing it is down and go down rabbit hole and say, well, they're just holding the cure so you can keep the money for research. Researchers' relatives die from cancer too,
Who said
fam.
research? Wait, where are you? No, it ain't from research, from y'all paying the hospital bills. What about the other billions? You forgot about that. That's the most important one. And it's like free population control too. Hmm. Think about that.
Here we go to population control talk.
Yeah.
Like
Hey, it's 7 billion people. They say in the next 10, 15 years or 50 years, whatever, it could be 10 billion people. Can you imagine planet Earth with 10 billion humans on it? That's
that's
depressing.
utterly
That
that's
that's that's depressing.
it's not just depressing, it's utterly impossible.
I mean, we're at 7. No, did we think we'll get to
No,
7?
not. No,
Yes,
we're
we
at six.
are.
We're at
We are
six.
at 7.
We're at six. We're at six.
Bro, we at 7, dog.
And I'm not saying that like it's no small number,
Yeah,
but there's a huge difference between 6 and 7 billion people. We were just
let's
at
see.
five. We were
Let's
just
see.
at five.
Oh, let's see. I could be wrong. Let's see.
We're
I'm gonna find out. Keep talking.
it's only six. Like we didn't just suddenly pop up with another extra billion people. We just lived through a global pandemic that wiped out a nice chunk of change. So that's not me belittling it. That's just me saying, like, listen,
Ah, hmm, hmm. Look who's right.
what source, sir? State your source, sir. What are you looking at right now? State your source. Because if you're looking at Wikipedia, it doesn't count.
I'm not looking at. I don't use Wikipedia, so I don't know.
Right. Like if you're looking at something in Wikipedia, we already have
Projected
credibility.
world population on January 1st. This is census, the U.S. Department of Commerce, whatever.
Okay.
They said about January 1st, 2024, the projected world population is around 8 billion. Damn. Yeah, I was right. Didn't that matter? I was right. So I was actually kind of wrong because it's more than what I thought.
That don't even sound right. That don't even sound right. But okay. All
Bro,
right.
it says I'm looking at all it says the world because this I remember when they said we reached a milestone of 7 billion, and I said, damn. So now we're
Hey,
at
that's
8. It's
that
looking
don't
like
even
8. Everything I'm seeing is showing 8.
One, we just gonna make people feel worse because the running joke is there's 7 billion people in the world and I can't find one. Now I was gonna be like, no, it actually is worse. It's 8 billion people in the world. You can't find somebody, so maybe your ass need to be alone. Okay, kidding.
Are you making
But
you see how people are today? That shit, y'all suck. All 8 billion of you, conclude me. So yeah, we suck. So yeah, it's hard out here, especially with social media and clouding your minds and shit. So yeah,
we're not gonna turn into podcast bros. We're not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna. I
No,
mean, the fact that
but
social media is there, that part I agree with. The relationship shit, I don't care. But the effect of
I
social
mean,
in general, like not even
eight,
just relationship, it's felt.
8 billion people though. Maybe Thanos was right. Maybe we need to start shooting for infinity
Oh,
stone.
oh, 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 now he right. When I said, oh, stop it, Kane. Ah, you being over Jim, stop it. Oh, but you hear 8 instead of 7 or 6, like that's not already too many fucking much. So now we go to 8. That's drawing.
Sir,
So now is 10 looking realistic now? Is it? Because we had
no,
8. We're at 8.
no.
You thought we were at 6. We're at 8.
I thought we
No,
are at 7.
we're at 8.
We don't. Okay,
No,
all
you
right.
thought we were at 6. I said 7. You thought we were at 6. And you said
No, I
no,
knew we were at, okay,
we're
all right.
at
I thought
8.
no, I knew we were at 7. Or 6 inch high sixes, 6 and change,
We're at 8. Now what?
bruh. If you yeah, no,
We mean
that
yeah,
that could be
no.
a this could be a problem.
Could be it's already a problem. What are we talking about? It could
I
be.
don't,
We
okay, hold
we passed that. Like a couple billion people ago, we passed that. So no, what are we talking about? China might have it
on.
right, bro. We got to limit people having kids, yo, for real. I mean, I'm not
I
saying you should
mean,
off them if they like a girl or something. That's a little extreme. That's extreme. I'm not going never. But there
I
should
mean,
be
hell,
a limit, you know.
depending on who you ask, they swear it's eugenics programs and population control now, but
It's not working.
yeah, they're doing a shitty job.
I said COVID didn't do it. They didn't even put it in it. We just replenished. I mean, rest in peace to y'all. But if you actually died from COVID too, actually, yeah, we don't know if those numbers inflated either. So yeah, but rest in peace to those that actually did that. But as you can see, y'all been replaced. The only way to celebrate a death was with a birth. So here we go. Shout
I
out
don't
to
know. I mean, we'd have to see. Now we're going way off topic. And we'd have to check the population pre-COVID, then after, because
we were at 7. So how the hell we increase?
we didn't just get a billion people in what COVID was 2020, 2021.
4 years. You think a
Yeah,
billion
we
people
didn't
can't
get
pop up? This is
no.
worldwide. This ain't the country. This is the whole
I
world.
know. I know. You had and see, you had see what
Everybody came back outside. What you think we was doing?
you had
You
in
had
this
all that
country
pent up stress. What you think happened when
in
everybody
the
can go
U.S.
back outside?
in the U.S. alone, you had 1 million deaths. Right now, beyond that, the people who actually contracted COVID, there's been a lot of talk about them having reproductive issues. So not only did you lose flat out close to 1 million, God knows how many more ended up unable to reproduce because of the disease.
Does it matter if
So
you popping up 3 at a time?
yeah,
No, it
yeah.
doesn't. It clearly doesn't. If we just looked at the population, it's still going up. Like you
Okay.
can't. I don't know what you like. None of them arguments you're about to make makes zero sense. The population is still going up. This is still a problem. So whatever you're about to say is irrelevant because it's still going up.
It's not. And here's why. Is it,
Not. Okay. So we
and
went
I'm gonna
from
get back
6 to
on
8.
track after this comment. Is it a population because we've been told that us little people have been told the earth can't sustain X amount of people. When in actuality, if you took away hoarding, if you took away billionaires, if you took away, I'm going to own Oprah, I'm going to own acres and acres and acres and acres of land all by myself. I'm one person, I'm 6 feet tall, but somehow I need 20 acres of land. If you took away the hoarding, let's call a spade a spade. If you took away capitalism, this planet has a lot of resources to sustain life. As you and I have always said countless times, there is no reason for anyone to be hungry. Now, I don't know about homeless. There's no reason for anyone to be hungry.
Yeah.
And that's in this
I agree.
country. I don't know about the world, but definitely not in this country. With technological advances,
The
I
world.
think there's an argument to be made. Hey, maybe we can feed quite a few people in sub-Saharan Africa.
8 billion
But
people. You know.
yeah, is it a case of is it too many people or is it too many people hoarding resources?
It's both.
That's the question.
It's both.
But circling back to where we started,
Might find infinity stones, man. I'll make it quick.
stupid, yo, you stupid. Back to where we started in Moscow, of all places. Yeah, they were saying, um, I hope soon. I hope that soon that they will be effectively they will be effectively used as methods of individual therapy. He added, speaking at a Moscow forum on future technology. So Russia is saying, "Hey, starting with melanoma, we've got a vaccine that can help combat that." And if you start there, now again, this is me, this is a little above my pay grade. I don't know how similar all cancers are. I don't know if it's all a case of rogue cells, so on and so forth. But if you can start with melanoma, whatever methodology you're using for that, is that transferable to other forms of cancer? That's the question there. And I've never, like I said, I've never bought into the notion of when it's a cure, we're just going to sit on and generate millions of dollars. Because, like I said,
Billions.
researchers, family members to get cancer too. They die too.
What a worthy sacrifice.
I can't with you though. You're not. Um, Now here's where my eyebrow goes up. Pharmaceutical companies Moderna and Merck and Company from COVID vaccine fame are developing an experimental cancer vaccine that that's stay yeah mid stage studies show cut the chance of recurrence or death from melanoma, the most deadly skin cancer, by half after 3 years of treatment. Okay. See,
Okay.
that's interesting. And it's not a real way for me to comment on that without making it racial, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Um, Typically people with melanin don't go tanning. We don't go lay out in the sun and cook ourselves to get darker, right?
No, we do the opposite. They spray you to get lighter. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Now, I will say that is also an issue because a lot of people tend to think, a lot of black folk, honestly, I've come across tend to think, oh, we can't get skin cancer. We can't get skin cancer because
No,
we got
that's
melanin.
that's that's the thing we do get. No, we don't get sunburn like that. But skin cancer is a real thing.
Right. It is. So, but look, it's easy for me to slant this and say how convenient that you figure out a vaccine for melanoma, which is something that chiefly affects those who lack melanin. But the long and short of it is this. Um, if there's a vaccine for cancer and it is transferable or usable for other cancers, I'm all for it. I've never, like I said, I personally believe the whole they're sitting on it so they can make millions in research. It just doesn't logically make sense. It never logically added up, because
If you just
rewind
said
about
follow the money, see, this is where you're not making no sense. You just either refuse to connect the dots or you just being real thoughtful, which is usually the case. Um, if I'm making billions or billions, maybe close to trillions every year off of you, but we more focus on others that really don't matter, transferring consciousness. I like all this other stuff that technology and medicine is doing. Although, like we freaking printing live organs. Like you don't think they haven't figured that out yet?
that's important.
Like yo,
Let me
like
hold on
I'm
real quick. Let
sorry.
me
With the
hold on
technology
real.
we have and the technology that we don't even know that they actually have, since they already copped to, extraterrestrials and stuff. So we already know that's far advanced. So we don't know what they got and what they're holding. There's a reason why that raid Area 51 didn't happen. It was a shoot on site order. We ain't playing with y'all. It's some
So,
things you will know when we
on
want
top
you
of
to know. But other than that, if it's something we don't want you to know, you won't know. And all the whistleblowers just end up dead mysteriously. Suicide. Oh no. Just
I
saying.
just okay. So here's just let me poke a quick
Why do
little
people
hole.
get killed every time somebody says they have a cure for cancer? Why they end up missing? Why is that happen? You know, is it? Or is there a reason to kill them if they lying? I'm just
Uh,
saying.
okay,
I can
all right.
name. You can go look those shit up. Like I've seen them, so yeah. All the dots is coming to that. They have something.
All I'm saying is this: if I'm a PhD biophysicist or what have you, right, and I work in cell construction, whatever. Listen, whatever entity is making these billions of dollars in research, but my sister has cancer. This is where it starts getting like this is where the
No, it
theory
doesn't.
starts falling apart.
Because what you so this is where survival comes in. And this is why a lot of people comply to shit that they know is horrible, but they still do it out of what? Fear. If you've seen what's happened to other people that try to expose shit, what you think will happen to you and your sister?
It it don't it makes more
How does
sense
that
for
not
me to
add?
find a cure.
If you see other people getting offed just from even uttering some stuff that could be true or might not, who knows? What you think will happen to you?
Am I more concerned about that, or am I more concerned about saving my sister?
How you gonna save your sister if you did?
Because
See,
she would be the first person to get the quote unquote cure. I'm not gonna go run into the news like, yo, I guess what, yo, I've been working in my lab for the last
how
five
do you
years
know
trying to
they
save my
didn't?
sister.
Okay, so now if you want to play this dumb, you want to play this game. How do you know they didn't give their relatives the cure only, so they don't have that issue? It's just y'all. Then now what? What's your excuse now? Because that can actually be a case. Now I'm gonna use your argument. That makes more sense than what you're saying. So now what? All their relatives got the cure, and no one
Okay,
knows. So
hold on.
now what?
Let me switch lanes real quick. Let me switch.
You try to
Hold
pivot.
on, hold on, no. Let me switch lanes real quick.
We got him, coach.
In 1991, the greatest point guard that ever lived announced his retirement from the NBA because he was
He's
infected with HIV.
still
Right?
with us, ain't he? Hmm.
Exactly. That's my point.
And
In
there was
fact,
supposedly no cure, right? So how is
and
he
here,
still with us?
and here we are.
You're proving my point.
No. Because remember, once upon a time, because people, you don't know to remember this. Once upon a time, people said the same thing. They got the cure for AIDS. They just ain't gonna give it to us because they're making too much money in
But that's
research.
not AIDS
And
though. He
here
had
we are.
HIV. See, okay,
Which we,
no, it's no. HIV,
which we could,
AIDS is the final stage of HIV, but it doesn't always reach that for people. So you can actually cure, damn near make HIV by itself obsolete. But once you get AIDS, there is no cure for that. Once your immune system is shot, it's done, which is what
all I'm
AIDS is.
saying is when Magic came out with it, it was pretty much
A death
because of
sentence.
what time we were, it was a death sentence.
But it
And here
wasn't.
we are. You can watch commercials
Yeah,
and you can become undetectable.
now. But back then,
How many
no.
how many billions of dollars of research you think went into that? And here's our cure. Because people said the same
H,
thing. People said the same thing about HIV that
which
they're
makes
trying to
more
say about
money?
cancer.
I'm sorry. Which makes more money? HIV or cancer? Everyone might not get HIV, especially if you're religious. I mean, if you're none, you definitely ain't getting it. So, well, like what? I mean, you can if you share his, but I don't think nuns would be doing that. But I hope not. Who knows? God bless. But either way, which makes more money? And like we just acknowledged that damn near everything we do involves or inflicts cancer in some way. Where we eat, hell, where we lay our heads, all types of stuff. Everything we do can involve and start cancer. So we got a populace where everyone can get it because everyone has body parts and cells. And we have a whole lot of stuff that can increase the chances or just flat out give it to you. So yeah, money. That is the easiest cash cow of all time. Why would I stop it? Because now you want to take away all those cancer deaths, and we already at 8 billion people. So how many more people that gonna be? A lot. So them guys is like, nope, we're gonna have a mini population control and we're gonna make billions every year. Guaranteed. Diabolical.
I, maybe my issue, if you will, is my belief that at their core, most people, especially in medical research, it's like teaching. Most teachers become teachers because they want to help children. Something happens over the course of time where some of them decide, I'm just here to ride this out till I retire, right? But overall, most teachers, and I bet money on this, are in the profession to help the kids. I
Till
see
they
the
actually have to
same.
do it. Then what? So what? I don't care what you in it for. This is what is reality. You're doing what you're told to do. Think they care?
Well, we'll see.
Might not be
Because
around to see it.
the thing, and also the other reason I always poke holes in this theory, well, you make money with research, make money with research. Da, da, da.
I didn't say
You
research, but you keep saying
still
that.
make money off the cure. You still have the people still have to buy the cure. So look at my situation. I'm a type 2 diabetic, right? There's no cure, right? What we do is we treat it. So
Isn't that
until
what
we find a
cancer?
way,
And wait, see, I'm trying to save you from yourself. You're literally proving my point. You're contradicting yourself. You said, what do? You treat it. What are they doing now? This is how they're getting money. Treatment. If you do a cure, then it's over with.
well, the problem is anyone who's gone through will tell you chemotherapy is hell.
Doesn't
And
matter. You still getting paid for it. Still gonna be.
multiple rounds of chemotherapy, you might be out of here anyhow. So your
You'll
treatment,
be replaced. Like I said,
I can't,
cancer
yo.
ain't going nowhere. With all the things that are around us that we consume, it's not going nowhere. Hell, if you're a 5G conspiracy, it's gonna get worse. So there you go.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. And it's just
So
the
hey, you think the
5G
towers and all
towers,
that? Hey, with 5G,
5G.
hey, it's about to get worse. So yeah,
All right,
money.
speaking of vaccines, dear Russia, Putin, all of them, if y'all can stop effing with Ukraine and get back to the research, that'd be cool. Keep it going, because no one wants to lose anybody to cancer. That's not fun at all. And I'm not even funny.
No one's
Like
losing anything.
cancer is a horrible beast. And if you ever watch someone go through that, go through the chemo and not get stronger and get weaker and get smaller, it's a horrible thing. And that's the part where it's like, look, it's one thing for us to sit here and talk about it from this standpoint, but it's a whole nother matter for families afflicted by this and watching your loved ones go through this.
They don't
Because it's
care. You're gonna go through this whole tangent like people in power have pulses. You can't maintain that type of power with a beating heart. That is impossible. You can't. Like I said, what do we always say? You can't be a billionaire while doing it's a crime to humanity itself. So you've
but
done
these
something.
I mean the sad reality of it is these people are nameless.
That's,
You
that's
don't see just for example, I'm not sure if he's a billionaire, but given their profits, I think if he's not, it's probably not far off. Phil Knight, CEO of Nike, is not sitting in Vietnam or wherever watching little kids, do whatever they need to do to get materials to make Nikes, right?
no.
Out of sight, out of mind.
You
Cancer,
dehumanize.
cancer affects everyone. You can't not see it. That's the key difference there.
Why did they
You
care?
can't not see
Why would they care? It's making me
because
if it's making all everyone money, why would we care?
I'm gonna circle back to the statement I made a little while ago. Because when it's your sister getting chemo, it's kind of hard to not pay attention and feel that.
Well,
That's
but like I said, if it's your sister and you have something under the shelf, you can give it to her secretly and just public like, oh, she because there is cases where people get chemo and all that, and it can get readmission and it's gone, and it might never come back. So you can
Mm,
literally say that. That's your out right there. No one's gonna bat an eye because it has happened.
all right. So I'm gonna wrap this up and say this: either you think people are too sinister, or I don't think people. I don't cop to how sinister people can be.
Yes,
I'm
that's the
not sure
truth.
which one of us is right. I don't
Uh,
know which one I'm doing right.
See, you underestimate the
But
evilness and the
real,
wickedness
real,
that people have in them.
well, real quick before we jump to the next topic, because we got to get there, because I believe there's a line of okay, there's foul, there's shit I would do to be rich, wealthy, and famous, but there's a line that's like I don't know about that though.
What in history has proved that there's a line? Where? What? Even in our, we don't even have to go to like everyone's history, not even just our history.
Oh,
Everyone. Where's the line? There's still
I was gonna
lines
say,
being crossed.
I'm gonna take the easy route and start with our history. Every white person in this country was not pro-slavery. The abolitionist movement had plenty of white members and white people who helped who didn't believe in the atrocity that was that was the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah.
So
But that's the thing. But the people that were okay with it. They're willing to cross the line. Most people are willing to cross the line. There is no line. Like, what in human history, out of all the horrible things we've done, there's never been a line.
okay, like all right, like
I'm gonna need you to go watch the movie I told you. Go watch Origin. That's for everybody. It's a tough watch. It's a tough watch, but it's a realistic watch that everyone needs to go see. And I know why they're not promoting it. After seeing it from my own two eyes, I know exactly why this is not getting promoted.
what
And
you
I know
saw.
exactly why it's probably not going to be any streaming service. Everyone
Okay,
needs to go watch that.
you saw it in theaters.
Yes, I saw it in theaters. It's about to be out though.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can catch it tomorrow. I got a little time on my hands. We'll see if I can catch it tomorrow.
It's a tough watch, but
Ava DuVernay, if I'm not mistaken.
yes.
If it comes from Ava, who also did the 13th,
And when they
you
see
know,
us, yes,
yep, you know what you're in for. And
it's tough,
yeah,
but it's real.
oh yeah, yeah, because when they see us was a tough watch. The 13th was a tough
So,
watch.
so watching that,
Okay.
and when this is way worse than those, but watching that, you can see how evil we can get. And the thing is, I don't think you understand how the mind works because I'm not a psychology major, but I love how the mind works, how people think and that. To see the people that do evil things like that, you had to dehumanize people, and that's how you do it.
Well, when it came to, I mean,
So
again, to make it personal,
that's all of it. The caste system, slavery, Holocaust, you had to dehumanize them,
right?
so it doesn't
Well,
matter.
what goes back to, and again, I'll make it personal. Um, Making Jesus and God white was not accidental. There's a lot of layers that came with that. It offered whites a buffer of protection because I'm doing the Lord's work. It also meant that, hey, you people are not godlike. And as such, I can subjugate you. I can force Christianity down your throat. I can make you Christian because I'm godlike. See, God looks like me. I'm godlike. You're not. So it also gave that psychological distancing from, like you said, humanizing the people you're subjugating and torturing. But yeah, yeah. So I get what you're saying. So it's gonna be. I'll see if I can catch it tomorrow. Hey, it's Tuesday. $5 movie theaters. But um, maybe it's my own humanity. There's a line
Yes, it is your
when
own.
when it comes to people that haven't done anything to me. There's
That makes it even easier because I don't know
when
you. So think about it. There's a lot of things I think we all do that we don't care that probably could affect someone that we don't know, but we don't care because we don't have a connection. That proves my point. If I don't know you, there's no face to it. It makes it easier to do with them. I don't have to think about it. Versus if I do it against somebody I actually know. It's one thing trying to like I say, if you turn to a zombie, I had to off you versus a random zombie on the street. I don't know them. That's gonna be
hold
hard.
on. Oh, I cannot remember the name of the movie. Now you're gonna make me look it up. There's this movie I do believe from the early 2000s or late 90s. Um, but the premise of it is you push a button, you get 1 million cash, but somebody in the world dies. Do you push the button?
Thing is, though, it could be, but that's the problem. You don't know who it could be. One,
Right.
it could be you. They said anyway.
I'm not pushing the button personally. I'm not pushing the button.
A lot of people would.
Will they?
You won't know. Like I said, unless it somehow randomly, just 1 in 8 billion chance lands with someone you know, you would not care. A lot of people would do it. People do shit like that for less. People do horrible
All right.
stuff for like a couple thou wow. If you tell me I'm not the one killing them, I just press a button and $1 million and somebody else doing it. I don't know. Man, a lot of people doing that. Bro.
You push a button, you get $1 million, somebody drops dead.
Do you see it? Do you know? Do you know?
Don't know. It could be somebody in West Bubblefuck. It could be your man's man. So it could be 1 degree separation. It could be a billion degrees separation. Is the billion, is the $1 million, is the milli worth
Up
it
there.
though?
For a lot of people, yeah.
And that's the thing. That's where this gets
This is where
tricky.
the money, like, I don't think you understand. A lot of people are in survival mode. Majority of the world are in survival mode. You're giving them an out, and all it takes is one life, and I don't even know them, and I don't have to do it myself.
No, you don't know. You don't know if you know or don't. You can push that button
It's a
and your
one
brother.
in billions of chance. A lot of people taking that chance. I think the only thing that's stopping them is it could be someone you know. But if they guaranteed that it's no one you know, no connection, what would your answer be now?
As I've all, if you're asking me personally, as I've always said,
I'm in
I
general, but
I'm a world citizen,
that's you.
and
Yeah.
as such, no, I'm a world citizen.
Do you
So
acknowledge that you have a bleeding heart? Because you do. You have a lot of empathy. You have a lot of hope and good, and then that's beautiful. There should be more people like you. That's but but your way thing is more unrealistic. But I'm just most people probably would. I'm just saying, it's 2024. We've seen and been through a hell of a lot in our lifetimes. We have. We've probably seen some best people, and we've seen the worst of people. Anything is possible, especially in this age.
okay, I'm not disputing. We'll put a pin in that and see if we revisit it later because we actually got to get to the next topic, which is interesting since we're talking about cures. Um, I don't even know if I'm happy that you and I are right about this. So this is coming from the good people of Bloomberg. Largest COVID vaccine study yet. They've been paying attention. Finds links to health conditions. What are we talking about? Small increases in neurological, blood, heart-related issues. Looks at medical problems among 99 million immunized people. So let's rewind time a little bit. I'm just going to remind a couple folks, and I promise you I'm not rubbing anybody's faces in it. We were called anti-vaxxers. We were told we were killing people. Family members got into it. People stopped speaking to family and friends because
I
they
didn't
didn't get the
care.
jab.
Still don't care. You good.
Um, I didn't get the jab for a long list of reasons, but one of the most basic of them is, listen, fam, you created this shit in like a couple of months, B. Pardon me if I don't just automatically trust it. Now, see,
COVID
this
vaccines. You should.
yeah, this is not me going down the population control rabbit hole. This is just me saying usually there's a protocol when you introduce something to the market. You need X amount of trials to say, hey, this is safe. It's going to do what we say it's going to do, right? We didn't have that. COVID hit like March-ish, and I think the vaccine came by January, February next year. How did you have time to run trials, clinical trials, to make sure this is safe?
It's the Operation Warp Speed. What was it? Something like
God,
that.
yeah, I totally forgot. So here we have 99 million immunized people, and we see an increase in neurological, blood, heart related issues. You called us every name in the book, but our skepticism turned out to be okay.
They contradicted themselves. Like you can see the writing on the wall. I'm not going into this debate because I didn't care really then and now. I said I maintain now as I maintain then. You can do what you want. You want it, cool. You don't, it's fine. It's not. Who cares? That won the world breaker, so it shouldn't freaking matter. A lot of private relationships got broken because of it, but oh well. Maybe it was for the best.
And it's
But
like, I'm for those that it worked for, I'm absolutely happy. Like, and I understand everybody had a see, the thing is this, everybody had a choice to make, but demonizing people for their choice on either side, on
yeah,
either side was a problem.
agreed.
That's my thing. You know, my wife has a respiratory issue. It makes sense. If you're in a certain demographic, if you were older and a compromised immune
Well,
system,
now it might not.
point taken. Point taken.
Because like I said, I think I showed you the video or whatever. Like all these athletes, all of a sudden just collapsing, having heart attacks, non-contact, nothing, and they were
Yeah.
perfectly fine. But they were immunized. That's what I'm about to say. It was, we already seen there was a link to heart problems. I think they already copped to it before. So it's like, I mean, hey, price of admission, man. Everything comes at a cost.
Yeah. Side effects included myocarditis and Guillain-Barré syndrome. As far as the Guillain-Barré syndrome, we heard that when this was happening. The adverse effects were rare in the more than 99 million people studied. Researchers stressed that the link does not prove causation. I'm looking at article by News Nation. There's a lot of, and it's this, you start paying attention to these things objectively, and you notice commonalities in language. There's a lot in what I just read that says, no, 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 don't panic. It's not what you think. So I'm just curious. I'm just trying to find some solid numbers. You did 99 million, and the increase means nothing unless you're actually affected by it. That's the thing. That's the thing. Possible neurological, a lot of soft language. Possible links. Possible neurological blood and heart rate conditions.
Okay, it's possible. Yeah. Which one is it?
So and I quote, over the past 3 years, more than 13.5 billion doses. That's a lot. Now I see why that stock in the companies went up. 13.5 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines. So let's just real quick for context, just using the numbers you said. If you have 8 billion people, but you have 13.5 billion doses, that vaccinates everyone on Earth, just using the numbers. And then X amount went ahead and went and got a booster of some sort. Okay. Wow. And they said, again, the World Health Organization, these guys, I'm not going to touch it. Too easy. If you know the history, I'm going to leave it there. The World Health Organization recently announced vaccination has saved at least 1.5 million lives in Europe alone.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Probably did. I saved them. I believe it.
But slight increases to neurological blood and heart-related conditions such as myocarditis, pericarditis, and Guillain-Barré syndrome. Researchers say an association between the vaccine and adverse side effects does not prove the vaccine caused them, and that the side effects were rare. Okay. So 99, here we go. I was looking for numbers. 99 million people studied. Researchers observed 190 cases of Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is typically developed after a viral infection, has also been linked to vaccines in rare cases in 69 cases of hematological conditions. So what I'm getting from this is, and I don't want to put on a tinfoil hat, but I think this kind of lends itself to what you were saying. This to me makes a lot more sense to try to profit off of than cancer research. Because everybody, let's be real, everybody ain't gonna get cancer. Or more accurately, it's a hell of a lot more people that gets a flu shot and now a COVID booster than it is people sitting around with cancer. I can if I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole and be greedy, I'm gonna make a hell of a lot more money peddling this vaccine than I am withholding the cure to cancer. So I'm saying. And reading this and looking through the language, it's still okay. In all fairness, to be objective as I can, there's two ways you can take it. This is putting it out there that hey, we found a little something. Don't panic. It's only a little something. Or depending on how much you trust the government, in pharmaceutical companies, this is saying this is downplaying the shit out of what might really be out there. And some people who didn't get the jab gonna feel really great about not getting the jab.
Not really.
Honestly, I've always said it's a personal decision, just as with religion itself.
I'm not
Look,
gonna feel
roll with
good
what
about
you
it.
roll with. Just don't feel need to shove it down my throat.
That's cool. But no, I ain't gonna feel good about not getting it because that's gonna affect me because who did get it. So yeah, I'm hoping they're wrong. I want it to be wrong. I still want it to be wrong. Because if I'm not wrong, I'm gonna be a whole ticked off person, just like a lot of people will be. So, but yeah, what you said about the this being more likely, you know what? You know what's even better than that? Both of them. Charge you for cancer and this shit, man. I'm making bank right now, boy. Woo!
You out. You out.
Woo! I'm making
You
bank.
and again, maybe it's just my altruistic nature. It's the best word I can use. It's sinister. It borders on depraved.
Diabolically, what was that? Diabolically genius.
If you really view a certain amount of people as chaff, as expendable, what kind of human are you? Just
Nature.
this isn't nature. That's the problem.
No,
If it were
human
nature,
nature. Human nature. Human nature. That's what I meant. Yeah, there you go. Yes,
horrible,
sir.
horrible. If they're saying out of 99, out of X amount of billion, out of 13 billion vaccines, you only found 99 cases. That's like that many. Which leads to and see, this is me
A
just
lot of
being
people.
this just leads me to this is where I put on the hat. If you told me, hey, I'm gonna give you $13 billion, but 99 of them dollars might be, a problem. So
Yeah,
why like that's literally like less than one hundredth of a percent. Why do
that's
I
a
care?
penny to me. I don't care.
Right. Unless there's more going on than what you're telling me.
Probably.
So the question, like I said, depends on your trust level. Either this is another case of, hey, the vaccine worked. Were there some side effects? Yes. They were so small, there's nothing for you to worry about. Or, hey,
It's on a
vaccine worked.
small.
We found a few things, but don't worry, it's not as much as you think. And I'm not gonna tell you how much there's really going on. I'll leave this for the public to decide. It goes back to your level of trust for your elected officials and in the medical team. Me personally, because I'm a natural skeptic, I'm raising an eyebrow. If you dished out 13 billion vaccines, you telling me about 99 cases. Why are you telling me it's 99 out of
Yeah,
13 billion? Why are you telling me it's 99? Unless it's more than the 99 you're telling me about.
that's
But
still a
that's
lot of
me.
people. That's still a lot
That's
of
me
people.
being a skeptic.
A lot of people still. 99 million. If they just, that's a
No,
lot
no,
of
no,
people.
no, 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 no. Literally 99, less than 100. 99. That's what they're saying.
What do you mean?
We checked on X amount of billions of people that got vaccinated, and we only found 99 that developed the problem. That's it. Only 99. That's all.
So that's a lot of people still.
Bruh.
99 million or 99
No,
people? Jim?
99, period. That's what
Oh,
I'm
I
saying.
thought it was 99 million. What the hell happened to nine? Yeah,
No,
okay.
literally,
99.
they just telling us
Okay.
about 99.
Okay. Yeah, 99. Like we didn't just see all these athletes just drop dead. I mean, hey, LeBron's son, I'm not saying it's blinked, but he just had a heart attack out of nowhere. I'm just saying.
I'm right. I'm not saying. I'm
And
just
there
saying.
is plenty of videos of athletes all over the world just dropping, having heart attacks out of nowhere for no reason.
But just want to let you 99. That's all. No worries here. Just 99.
So having those 99 people, they gone, they in. What happens to them? It's just 99.
So again, it's either you're letting us know out of all these billions of vaccines, only 99, or actually it's almost like if you a kid staying home alone and you accidentally burn a house down, but you call your parents, you be like, "What was just a little fire?"
I
Hmm.
mean, it was. It just grew into something.
Right, right. So that's I just
So
you know
maybe
what I'm
that's it.
saying? Let's revisit this in 5 years because you gotta keep because what I'm finding is it got at least with this winter it got lumped in. It was I saw commercials for the usual flu shot, blah blah blah. They just casually threw in get your flu shot and COVID booster. They're like, whoa, 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 that's a
That's
thing now.
normal
So
now.
this is
Yeah, yeah. Get them both
so
combo pack.
so in 5 years when they do more research, let's see if it's still just 99.
It's not 99 now.
So you think that number is low?
Did you even trust the numbers they was giving out for COVID? So if you trusted those numbers, then okay, then I expect you to trust this now. But if you didn't trust them numbers, why the hell would you trust this? That just don't make no sense.
I mean, my issue with the COVID numbers is there was as we all rewind time a little bit, there was a vested interest in exaggerating those numbers. Conversely, by that same measure, there could be a vested interest in not telling all of
Um,
these.
see, it would be real invested interest to say a low number.
That's just wild, though. You said 99, like you got 13
Like out of
billion
all the nine
vaccines.
nine, from the 99, like come on, man, who made this? What was it freaking
Hey,
what's his name? Oh damn it, Manny Fresh? Did he even come with that number? Ain't no way.
you stupid.
Ain't
You
no way. 90 out of all, like that is the most convenient number. Out of billions, we got 99.
that's just wild.
What's the odds? I thought it was 99 million. That's what I thought I saw. It said 99. Okay, wow. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You like dog.
I not lie like dog. Okay, so here we go. This is you know how there's the running joke that you can read certain headlines and be like, that should happen in Florida. There are certain headlines that you can read, and it's like, yeah, that should happen in Texas. That Florida and or Texas. Florida and or
Yeah, the two
Texas.
final bosses, they competing right now.
You
It used to be
stupid.
Texas undisputed, but Florida like, oh hell no, I'm coming.
That's just wild. So I read the headline and I had to read it twice. Like, wait, what? There's layers to this, yo. Okay, so bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news. A guy in Texas got charged with murder after a woman died from a fentanyl overdose. Now, how was that? How is that your problem? Well, trying to see how this worked. Is that like
Because I think he sold it to her or something. I don't know.
no, 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 no. He had it delivered via Uber. So okay, so to help people out, I used to drive Uber a few years back,
He still
and
sold it to her.
I can I am 100% certain. I wasn't, but I've had conversations with other Uber drivers, Uber Lyft drivers that are pretty much sure they got used as a mule. You can just have packages delivered through Uber.
Yeah.
I've never had anything shady happen. Like most of my deliveries were like auto parts. Like sometimes if you go to whatever auto parts store to get a part, they might not have it, but the other store might not have, but the other store has it. So I've delivered catalytic converter from one store in one part of town to another part of town. I've never had anything too strange. No one's ever thrown a duffel bag in the back seat and been like, yo, just take it to such and such. Eyebrow raise. But
Uber
apparently,
delivers.
yeah, you can do this Uber
Uber
delivery.
Eats.
No, you can Uber whatever.
Wait, they have so you can just deliver anything now? What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? What's that
It's
called?
been a few years. It's been a few years because I've done it a couple years back.
I thought it was just
Like I said,
Uber Eats and Uber Ride. I didn't know it was you can
nah.
deliver regular stuff now.
Yeah, yeah, you absolutely can. You
Wow.
absolutely can. But so apparently this cat. Oh, and I'll get to this in a
Drug
moment.
dealing just
This
got way
cat,
easier. But go ahead.
yeah, like I said, you can use Uber drivers as mules now.
Pretty much it's unknowing. And they get all the risk. Wow. Somebody making
I
bank.
mean, not really, because worst case scenario, let's just say you got a brick or wall and a duffel, right? It's like, yo, you're gonna take this to such and such and such address. One, I'm an Uber driver. I have no idea what's in that bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So worst case scenario, if I'm driving all kind of reckless and I get pulled over by the cops, they're like, "Hey, we want to search your car," and you find a brick of raw, it ain't on me. I'm employed. I'm delivering the bag. Got nothing to do with me. I can
Yeah,
tell you
like,
where.
yeah, because they're gonna see it. Yeah, they're gonna see that. Black man driving
Right.
with no bag. Yeah, yeah, right.
No, seriously. Like, yo, I'm a Uber driver on a ride. Like, here's the app, so on and so forth. There's going to be some red tape, and I'm getting arrested and all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't Pablo Escobar, chief. I'm not Griselda. Like, I'm just doing a delivery. That's it. That's it.
Nope. He's a runner. Get him.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is wild. Also, I found out I had to do a little research. Fentanyl is not a real drug. Like it's synthetic. I didn't know that. I never knew that. But when I say a real drug, marijuana is actually a plant. Cocaine is actually from coca leaf. Heroin is actually from opium. Like opium, from the poppy seed, poppy plants. These are actually real drugs. Fentanyl is synthetic.
Yeah, that's why it's
And
killer.
yeah, and having now here's a true story. I had an fentanyl experience. It is an amazing painkiller. When I was in my hospital stay, it gave me some. I will say, speaking from experience, I don't know how anybody would take that on purpose.
I wouldn't want to take
Like,
most drugs.
no, because it makes you feel a certain way. Like, I get why people would take ecstasy. Like, I totally get why people would take ecstasy. It makes perfect sense. It makes you feel good. Like, I've had, let's say I've heard some crazy
What the
stories
fed,
about that.
what the fentanyl make you feel? Took it easy.
No, you don't feel anything.
That's the point. What do
No.
you think most people want to do?
No. Most people want to feel good. Most
No,
people want to
some
feel
no. I see
they want to feel good.
now I'm speaking from personal experience. No, I don't want to feel nothing. I ain't taking no drugs either, but feeling nothing is great too. That feels real good.
But you can't function. You can't like I'll give you an example.
Are you talking about
If
feeling or
you
actual body parts? Which one are you talking?
no fentanyl. Fentanyl, you can't
Oh,
like yeah,
I'm
you
saying,
don't
can you
feel
still feel nothing? You can't feel nothing on the inside, or your body is just nothing.
yeah, you can't when all it did was numb the pain. There was no joy in that. Like all it did was numb the pain.
Isn't that what most people take drugs for?
I'm about to say, you see, and I think you're mixing the mentality part versus like people drink, but you feel a certain way when you drink. You get some people get social. Hey, let's have a few drinks, have a body. You loosen up. Smoke weed. People get mellow. It's a chill vibe.
Agreed.
You know, you do ecstasy. I've heard some crazy stories of ecstasy
I'm,
involving a whole bunch of sex, so on and so forth.
I'm
It's a
good.
vibe to feel nothing at all, to just be like zombie like. That's wow. That's not that
To
ain't
you,
fun.
to you,
Again,
you ain't got the mental health problems. So I kind of understand that part. To not feel
I,
nothing. That sometimes nothing is everything.
I mean, worst case, I want to feel good. If I'm gonna do something, let me feel good. But to be numbed out, so that's wow. As I said, sadly, I had the experience when I was in the hospital. It's like 50 times stronger than morphine, something crazy
Yeah,
like that.
a small dose can put you out. This is why people are
I'm
dropping like flies.
We're seeing that, and I'm just like, but dude, got like wow, the amount of So they gonna charge him with the murder. Like, that's wild
At
to me.
first, that drug dealers, like, I understand you get charged for distribution. I can't so blah blah blah. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. You get charged for that and all that, but if someone overdosed on it and you sold, is this the first of his case? That someone actually got charged with murder because you sold them something and they
No,
overdosed?
that ain't the first. I think, ironically, bringing this up, I think Michael K. Williams dealers got charged.
Mm.
So again, the irony of the guy from The Wire, um,
Didn't do drugs.
Omar,
Yeah,
right? But
that's
I think
characters.
Michael
Not
K.
real.
Williams dealers got. I think it's somebody else famous. I think the thing that gets me is it usually happens when it's somebody famous that dies from an OD.
That's what I'm saying.
They
Like,
go,
I mean, a normal person. I didn't mean famous people because obviously it's different rules.
right.
So like, this is the first I heard a regular person get charged because they killed a regular person over a drug thing. But then it's like, well, it's supply and demand. So if there's no demand, there wouldn't be no supply. Right? I'm not blaming on them either. So I don't know what you do in this situation.
I mean,
You blame the dealers for somebody wanting something from you, or do you blame the users? I
and I
don't
don't know
know.
enough about the law because it's like, look, if you have, I can speak to Maryland law. If you have, it's an arbitrary kind of number, depends on how the prosecutor's feeling that day. If you have X amount of baggies on you, you be like, yo, that's mine, that's personal use, whatever, blah blah blah. Excuse me. But there comes a excuse me, there comes a point, and at least when I was working there, I think it was 20. If you got 20 of them things on you, you can't claim personal use. So now it's the felony is possession with intent to distribute. Now you're a drug dealer, right? That alone can carry 20. Unless somehow the laws in Maryland have changed. That alone can carry 20. Let's do some real quick math. If you got 20 of them things on you and they're 20 bags, that's $400. You facing 20 years for $400, right?
Mhm.
Now, Texas being Texas, they saying if I sold you a drug and you died from it, that's basically akin to murder, but you're the addict.
Mhm.
Um, this expands to a larger conversation, of course, of if am I really the dealer? If the U.S. government is allowing this to happen, am I really? Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna Rick Ross it.
But
I'm not gonna Rick Ross it. I'm not gonna Rick Ross it. But it's just like, look, if you want to charge me for having X amount of X amount of drugs on me, okay, legit. I got caught the
Mhm.
drugs.
Mhm.
But how you gonna charge me for what the addict to the drugs does with the drugs? That's where it's like it gets a little dicey.
It does, but that's what I said. It depends on where you stand. Do you blame the drug dealer for the addicts, or do you blame the addicts for the drug dealer? Because,
Mm,
like I said, it's supply and demand. If no one wanted drugs, no one would sell drugs.
true that.
But then
True
also,
that.
it's like, well, if people stop selling drugs, no one will have drugs. So I don't. It's a duality thing that they need each other. So I don't know who you blame. It probably should be equal blame, to be honest. But because, like I said, if you're a drug user, you seem as the victim. Like you need help. I don't think you get charged if you're using, or do you? I don't know.
You can't. That's
I know if
again.
it
I'm
depends on how
speaking.
much you have on you, but if you actively using and you get caught using and it's not enough for you to distribute, are you gonna be charged or are they just gonna like take you to a
Yes,
rehab? I don't know.
depends. I can speak to Maryland. Depends on what your record's looking like. Sometimes you can just get arrested for the possession, and then they put you in a treatment program, so on and so forth. But the thing I've noticed in Maryland when I used to work in the court system is there's so many repeat offenders. Like
Or
it's so many
drug
times.
or drug
Yeah,
users?
yeah, drug users. So many times that I'd have to look at somebody's record and it's
Duh.
possession, 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 possession. Like it's 15 different times.
They're an addict. What do y'all expect? I'm sorry, but that's the biggest duh moment I've ever heard of my life. Oh yeah. if the repeat, like if you're an addict, you're most likely going to be a repeat offender. And that's what being an addict is. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's like I don't know if it's criminalized. I guess it's per state because every state's different. But
Mhm.
but typically,
Mhm.
usually from what I see from outside, I'm not sure 100%. Don't quote me, but usually they're the victim. Drug dealer's the big bad guy, not the other way around. And
Right.
maybe we might need to start seeing this both ways.
So good old again, it just for me, the larger conversation always goes back to Ronald Reagan, Oliver North, Iran Contra, Freeway Rick Ross, and all of that, which pretty much started the crack epidemic as we know it. Then you fast forward to Clinton, Biden, the fucking crime bill, and that it's yeah. If you understand history in this country, and this is recent history, because Freeway Rick Ross was the '80s, crime bill was in the '90s. Yeah, you understand how this goes. It's like, and even today, the U.S. government is the biggest drug dealer there is.
Yeah,
We just talked about, like we just talked about, fentanyl is a medical drug. Fentanyl is a medical drug. Weed is legal. Who do you think controls it? You
government,
know, alcohol is legal.
but you're still wild to me.
McDonald's is legal.
They got to deal with drugs.
I mean,
Like you saying them chicken McNuggets is drugs and them? I mean, it
all
is
I'm
pink.
saying is,
It is
if you've
pink.
ever if you've ever had a quote unquote taste for something, gotta wonder where it comes from.
Not from McDonald's. I've never had that. But
You know, man, I want a cheeseburger, man. I want like, and the first thought is, I want a cheeseburger from a restaurant. I don't want to go cook it myself. I want a cheeseburger from a restaurant.
you got bread, Five Guys.
Just saying, either way, it's still the same thing.
Is it?
But that's I'm like, the U.S. government, if we really want to do that, is the biggest hustlers there is.
Oh yeah, we know that.
The money they're making there. But this is why I'm curious how this is gonna go. Like, if I sold you drugs and you overdose, can I be charged with your murder? And officially, in certain states, you absolutely can. I'm just curious, does this stick? I should do a little more homework. I apologize, but I'm curious, does this stick?
That is a
Like
moral conundrum right there. Because like you are at fault, but then you're not.
you are at fault, but yeah, like I said, you
But
are at fault in theory.
but are you?
But I
You
mean,
you bought
if
it
I
and you did what you did with it. I didn't do it. I didn't force it on you. I didn't do like if it comes out they like I said, you drug dealers just forcing it on people to get them hooked and then sell it to them. Okay, cool. But
but the inherent issue is, if I didn't sell you the drug, you'd still be alive.
you just get it from someone else.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you go to rehab that day.
That's
Just
highly
saying.
unlikely. That's highly unlikely.
That's insulting. There's plenty of people who walked out of rehab and completely clean and sober. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying that if you were intent to buy that day and then the person didn't show up, you're gonna look for someone else. You're not just gonna walk into rehab. I'm not saying people don't recover because obviously they do. Personal experience. But that I'm saying if that person that was looking to buy it and it wasn't available, they will look for somewhere else.
Well, maybe they take it as a sign. You know what? It's time for me to go to rehab and let this shit go.
Do you know how rare that is?
It happens.
Do you know how rare that is?
It
Especially for a
happens.
drug like I don't know how addictive fentanyl is. But especially for the heavy hitters, you know how rare it is to go cold turkey and just think I have a problem. That's the thing about addicts; they don't think they have a problem.
Depends on the addict. But yeah, I got you. Depends on the addict.
That's most.
I'm just like, but sad.
Most
Like I
that's
said,
most addicts. That's how
fentanyl
you
is.
convince yourself to keep doing it. Trust me, I know.
Eh, I mean, fentanyl is weird. Fentanyl addiction is an odd thing to me because having just experienced it,
Man, there's a high chance
it's.
it's gonna put you
I'll
down.
put it to
Like
you
I
like
said,
this. I'll put it to you like this. If you are in pain, it is a godsend. Like physical pain, like something hurt. But to just take this to get for the sake of getting high, that's wild. They lace other drugs with fentanyl for sure.
About to say,
Like
they don't just take it by itself. It's usually with something else.
some do. This cat, the cat they caught had nothing but fentanyl on him, which is interesting.
I mean, I don't know what they mixed it with. What the person, I'm not getting into it. I mean, it's a sad situation, but
Yeah,
I don't know how he. I guess it depends on where you fall in the moral police and how you judge this. Do you blame the drug dealer? Do you blame the user, or do you blame both? I don't know. It depends. It's up to everyone individually because this is tricky and requires
I put
nuance.
I put it like this: it's Texas. They're gonna find a way.
Oh
They gonna
no,
find.
oh that's he getting fried. But everywhere else, I'm just saying in general, this keeps happening. Now what? What do we do?
Well, that's why we have the opioid and the fentanyl crisis all over the place, and everyone must get help. Funny, they had that same damn sympathy 25 years ago, and it was us and crack. But anywho, um, but that's just I'm just happy. I mean, I'm not passing judgment on anybody. I'm just happy that's not something I'm afflicted by, because of this stay in the hospital, I got exposed to fentanyl. I definitely wouldn't see. Like I said, I'm thinking in my head, you use drugs to feel better, right? And if you ain't hurting, fentanyl ain't gonna do nothing but put you to sleep. And there's other ways to go to sleep besides fentanyl. Rewind time. I don't know if you remember that time.
Trying to
I hurt
convince
my
some drug addict.
I
What?
hurt my back when we was hooping,
I remember
and when
that.
I went to yeah, I went to the hospital, and they were like, "Well, it's a disc, so we can do one or two things. We can do surgery and pull a disc, or you can just sit and let it heal." I'm like, "Shh, back and surgery don't go in the same sentence, chief. So we're gonna let it
Oh,
heal."
mm-hmm.
So they gave me Percocet, and I'm like, "Yo, who takes perks on purpose?" Like I felt like a zombie. Like I couldn't even function. It didn't feel good. I felt like a zombie. Like
So
all I want to do is sleep.
that's you. Like I said, everyone has different reasons for doing it. And sometimes the effects aren't the same for everybody. So I mean, you're trying to justify what you based on
No, I'm
what
just
you would do and how you felt, but that's not how everyone feels. That's what I'm trying to get your mind. Stop thinking in just terms of Ross. Think in terms of everyone else. Put the whole thing. That's the only problem I have with you. You keep putting things in perspective of your own, which is cool to have your own opinion, your own thoughts, but you have to look at other people's mindset to see the full picture. Because you just be
indeed.
blinded if you look in your own way, your own perspective.
I'm aware. I try to look. I always try to broad scope it. I'm just like having experience. It is like yeah. And again, now part of this individually my own. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something that's going to make me feel good. And having been given fentanyl, been given Percocet, I was kind of left like, y'all do this on purpose? Because, dog, it's just like the world moves in slow motion. You don't want to go to bed. You don't want to eat. All you want to do is just lay there. I'm like, that don't feel good. I'm not, for me, I get it for me. I'm not paying somebody to make me feel that way. I want to feel good. At least we make you, and I've never done anything, but at least we make you feel mellow. At least, like, I've never had beef with somebody that smoke weed. They just cool, they relax, they chill, they hungry as shit. But I never had beef with somebody that smoke weed. You know what I mean? But yeah,
That's real
this is gonna
medicine.
be wild.
That ain't no drug. That's medicine. Anything else is drug.
True that, true that. But it's gonna be wild. I'm sure it's Texas. I'm sure they're gonna try to fry him up real good.
Yeah.
Um, this one is a little oof. Little weird, little weird. Let me see. Idaho. Yeah, we're in Idaho. We're going to the heartland. All right. So this coming from the Idaho reports. House approves bill to allow death penalty for certain sex crimes against children. Death penalty. All right. Because you sent this to me, and I've been actually struggling with it. And I know some people are going to say, well, how do you struggle? Because one, I have an issue fundamentally with the death penalty. That's one. Two, that issue is the death penalty doesn't work. It's it's
They're done.
the death penalty is supposed to do what public lynchings did. It's to discourage other Negroes from stepping out of line. Um, and what I mean by that is the idea is, hey, if you do this thing, it can cost you your life. It has been shown that that does not work
at all.
at all. And specifically to this is not me saying I don't want pedophiles to pay, but specifically to this, as you and I have said numerous times, you need to prevent the monster.
You can't.
And
How do you
this
prevent
does
this?
not, well, I've always said, I don't think pedos belong in regular jails in Gen Pop. I believe pedos belong in their own jail and to have their brains studied. And without choice, without choice, without choice. No, you commit a sex crime against a minor, you're going to be studied and for lack of a better term, maybe experimented on, because we need to prevent the mark. We need to prevent the monster.
You can't.
This, you have so wait, 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 wait,
How?
wait, wait,
How do
wait,
you
wait.
stop a serial killer? How do you, like it's already there.
No, let me help. Let me help. Let me help. In the same sense that you can look at genetic markers for certain predispositions, this is I've often
I don't like
believed
going down
pedophilia
that
is a
route.
disease.
I don't like that route. I know where you're going. I don't like that.
This is a disease. It
Is
can be
it?
prevented.
No, it cannot. Because if you're going off the genome of a possibility of how you're trying to predict what they would be, I'm pretty sure there could be a lot of genes in all of us. And everyone isn't that. So now you're going off prediction, and that's some. What movie is that where they did off prediction off your genome and they punished you over it, and even though you didn't do a damn thing?
You
I don't
talking
know.
about my? I think you're talking Minority Report.
I don't know. It was just some movie. I don't like that because now you're trying to play God again, which we already have a problem with, and predict the future. And when you don't know, every circumstance is different. You might have the genome for certain stuff, but if you're in a situation that might not never manifest. Or if you're in another situation, it might manifest. Plus,
And
the real pedals that we need to take out will never be taken out. So if we're not going to take out the real problem, the people who are in power, like most of the pedals are people that you know or trust. The same thing with SA or people that commit SA. It doesn't come from the stranger in the white van. It doesn't come from maybe. It usually comes from someone you trust because they have easy access to you and you trust them. That's real studies. So if it comes from most people you know, we're just gonna start all the people we know.
mm,
If there are most people in power, they're gonna start offing themselves.
I mean, I,
Like I'm saying, that's why I said this don't be shit. Because the people, if everyone knows in the elite group or Hollywood or whatever who the pedals are, and nothing is happening outside of a few people that might get exposed, then are we really fixing the problem? If all these people in places of power, it could be anyone, your family member. Like you won't know until you know. How do you stop that? It's like stopping a serial killer before it happens. How would you know until it's too late?
it, listen. If you look at a 6-year-old and get turned on, there's something wrong with you.
I agree, but how do you prevent that?
You figure out what's off up here. You figure out what's off up here.
So okay, you know what's off of it, but how would you prevent that? So let's say there is a genome in there. So how do you prevent that? You gonna test every baby born for that genome, and then if they pop positive, you're just gonna what? Put them in a cage the rest of their life? Because there's a
No,
possibility you become that. How do you
there's a
prevent it?
flaw. If there's a flaw in the genome, then you fix the flaw.
How? So we just going. Oh, so this is where genetic engineering comes in. We just going to alter baby.
Yes, because it protects our children.
What are the
Yes.
other consequences? What if it makes something worse? You
Can
playing
you think of
God.
something worse than crime? Do you hold on.
Playing God.
Because I'm stubborn. Can you think of something much worse than crimes against our children?
Killing them.
You're not
Like I said, people think everything's easy. Fix one thing, don't even realize you might have made something else worse. I'm not saying it's possible, but like I said, what if we're wrong? It's not something, it's not a genome thing. It's just there. It's just human
what
nature. Then what? Because
Wanting to copulate there is nothing in human nature that says I want to copulate with a 6-year-old.
no,
It
it's not. But I don't know if they've been around forever.
We don't know. Like we don't know. There's nothing there. The
Yeah,
oldest
I think
records
this is
we
a new
have, if
thing.
I'm
They
not
just
mistaken.
popped up.
No, I mean you can go back to ancient Greece and bathhouses and all kinds of interesting things that happened on that level. But
Okay,
which leads to like where did this all come from? But no. We there's gotta be a way to prevent the monster.
wow.
There's gotta be a way to
How do
prevent
you
the
prevent a
monster.
serial killer?
I mean, ironically, there's an answer to that.
What?
Um, when you start looking, I don't know if you watched it, but if you when you start looking at some of these documentaries and you start looking at the lives and specifically the childhoods of these serial killers, there's a couple you probably could have prevented.
No,
If
I'm
you
not saying some you that show signs if you pay attention, you can see it when they're young. All right, if you mutilate animals, this, that, there, do this, pictures. Okay. Now, if you ignore all that, then yes. But that's not the case for every single thing.
Not for every single, no, not for every
Because a
single
lot of
thing, but
monsters are made. They're not just created. Some are created. Like some children like that to grow up to be that. There's nothing you can do. It ain't even environmental. That's just how they are. But a lot of monsters are created. This is why I said society doesn't even realize that you're spawning these monsters.
see, this is the classic nature versus nurture conversation. And I tend to think a lot of this is nature. A lot of this is in the coding. Like, I think we vastly underestimate, and this
Break
goes back
down.
to a conversation you and I said, I don't really recognize that term because if we weren't meant to have the science to do certain things, we wouldn't. I don't necessarily think we use the science in the best methods either, right? Because I believe this can be used, like I said, we talk about AI. AI is awesome. AI can be used in marvelous ways,
No, no, no,
but
no, no.
taking pictures and giving yourself a bigger ass is not one of them.
It's gonna get way worse now.
You know,
But
so where I'm going with that is, look, it's not quote unquote playing God because if that's the case,
it's not.
we if that's the case, then we may as well, because what I'm talking about is trying to find ways to protect our most valuable resource, our children. But
That's
if
up
we
to the
need to stop,
responsibility of adults then.
if I hire a babysitting service and they don't vet this person and this person harms my child, that's not on me as the adult. I hired the babysitting service. The babysitter was a pedo.
Well,
I
see,
didn't
my
know
whole
that.
thing with that, I think that parents, especially mothers, whoever, or one person in the household should be designated and get paid to be at home until they're old enough to go to school. That's just my opinion. You can solve that right there. So let raise the child until they're school age, then you let them go. So
Okay,
I
so
can
now I'm
kill
gonna
all that, but other stuff, how?
um I'm just and I am welcome any of the listeners and watchers out there. Please show me something. But
It's
I
not
am
possible.
fully convinced if somehow you look at a 6-year-old and get aroused, you have a mental problem.
And that's a lot of
And
people.
that mental problem can be addressed. There is something off somewhere. And you can't tell me that we, in all of our divine science, can't figure out which gene is cracked that makes you look at a 6-year-old and be like, hmm. Because for the vast majority of society, it's a sick and twisted thought in and of itself. But for some, it's like, well, I don't know.
It was a good amount of people,
And there's
especially
a problem.
people in power. So why would they stop it if they're in power? It's clearly a big business. Kids are going missing for a reason.
Now, see, that's too broad because kids and people and women are going missing, and there's acts of violence, not sexual violence. There's acts of violence being committed against them. They're just
Yeah.
some people are ministers. Like But when we're specifically talking about our children, no, no. We need to do something. Like I get it. This whole thing
They're
started with,
building. That's what they're
hey,
doing.
free.
That's the solution.
But it just doesn't do anything to prevent the monster. It is a
We
disease.
don't do nothing in general to prevent the monster. Isn't that what I've been arguing this whole time? Dog, they not even preventing the mass shooting monster. Kids already getting killed.
Ooh,
Nothing
ooh.
happened. Nothing. Kids literally just got shot, damn near killed at a freaking parade. A Super Bowl parade. This is how bad it gets. That's why I said the Olympics ain't coming here. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. And I can see all those people here. I'm not wishing this to happen. I hope I'm wrong. But that boy, I guarantee security's gonna be real extra tight because the world is gonna be here and they gonna experience what it's like to be American firsthand. This dumb shit. But yeah,
Mm.
nah, I don't know how you prevent that because they can hide in plain sight.
Yeah, I just to circle back to where we started, I I just don't, to me, this just screams political agenda. This is just the way somebody wants to get reelected. Because it really does nothing. It
Nothing.
doesn't. It does nothing to prevent the monster. Like
But how can you?
if you get sent to prison for a sexual crime against a minor, you're not going to enjoy your stay. We
No.
all know.
Right.
We all know. But this is just so you can, so some politician, looks like Representative Bruce Skaggs, is being able to say, "Hey, we're tough on pedophile." Like, okay, great. What have you done to
How do you?
prevent the crime?
But how do you? That's the question I'm trying to come up. If there's a real
Well, like
solution,
I
do it.
said,
Do it.
there's ethics involved, unfortunately, because you no one's gonna sign up. But I'm saying, hey, if you commit, class example,
How you
actually,
know
here we
they
go.
don't do that already?
What?
Like actually, when pedos die or whatever, they don't look at their brain stuff. How do you know they don't do it?
I mean, we don't. I'm leaning towards probably not, because that's something that would. That's one of the experiments that will be good for humanity.
Oh, why they're
There-
alive?
I mean, where I was going was, hey, in the same way that if you are committed of a certain crime, you were convicted of a certain crime, you have to be on the national registry. This is just taking it one step further. If you were convicted of a crime of a sexual nature against a minor, 12 and under, what have you, well, now you just open yourself up to, we're going to crack your skull open and figure out what's going on up there.
Okay, fine. You just okay, fine. You end up on the list of that real specific. Then you're pretty much a brain donor. All right, fine.
Because, I mean, again,
Still don't know what that's going to solve.
and this is going to sound interesting, and I can almost telegraph what you're going to say, but if we are truly concerned about our most valuable resource, our children, then this is what something we do to protect them. We figure out how to stop the monster. Now, Sandy Hook and so on and so forth would say, hey, maybe, just maybe, we don't care as much about our children as we say. But I'm not laughing at that, but my goal is to prevent the monster. This doesn't do anything to prevent the monster, just gets a politician reelected.
I mean, does prison in general do anything to prevent? No, it doesn't. It's money.
It prevents the recurring monster. I'll put you like that.
But it keeps we're the okay. We're the most incarcerated country in the world. Well, actually, might be second because I don't know if we talked about it last time. I don't know if it was some country that locked up like 90% of like millions of gang members, and then the crime went down expeditiously. I don't remember if we talked
Okay.
about it or not. But
No, we didn't
we're
touch that
still
one.
one of the
No.
most incarcerated countries in the world, and our crime rate is still high. Doesn't matter. Like
But
that doesn't it doesn't do it because you're not rehabilitating them because even when usually when they get out, they come back. So you just recycling people. You're not really
Some do.
preventing nothing.
Well, the recidivism rate is not, well, put it this way, the recidivism rate is not a constant thing to my knowledge. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that come out and do the right thing. I know a few that got in trouble with the law, did a little bit of time, and was like, you know what? I'm good on that.
Okay.
So I personally know people that are, for lack of a better term, success stories.
I do too.
And they took advantage of the programs that are offered in certain institutions, and they came out and made a great life for themselves.
Yeah, but and then and my real point is the cycle continues not just because of them, even if they come out good. Because I said I know people like that went in, came out better, cool. But I think you know the term. Once one person goes in, the whole family goes in, and
Yeah.
that's where the cycle starts. Because that person is no longer there, and depending on where they come from is the reason why they're there. Now they're not there to help the next generation from being there. That's why I said the cycle continues regardless. So
Right.
yeah, it doesn't do shit, nothing. It don't do nothing. You just it puts a band-aid on a leaking freaking faucet. Does nothing.
One second. One second. So yeah, and this is great for headlines. This is, got us talking about it, but ultimately I just think
Not gonna stop nobody from doing what they do.
it's
That's it.
it's whatever, you know.
And it's one
It's
state.
whatever. All right. And then let me see. Now this is kind of wild. I just jeez. Okay. So if I was convicted of a crime and I'm gonna be about, I don't know, almost $300 million lighter in the pocket, but I have this whole legion of sycophants, of loyalists that will ride for me to the end. I'm not gonna pay that 400 mil. I'm gonna get my rabid fan base to do it. How are they gonna do it? We're not just gonna write me a check, are they? No. I'm gonna go the entrepreneurial route and unveil my brand new kicks, the Insurrection ones, yo. You ever have a moment where you hear something that sounds too stupid to actually be reality? Like, ain't nobody gonna do that something that's stupid. Like run up in the Capitol. Who do such? Oh damn, never
Oh
mind.
well, that's not stupid. That needs to happen. It's just for the wrong reasons. But I digress.
Future, ooh, bars. So I just I've always said this from day one. I do not know if this cat is an idiot savant or just able to see the future. I don't know. We're talking about former President Donald Trump who's unveiling a $400 sneaker.
Somebody paid 9 bands for it already. Autograph.
$400. What? Like, I just got so many questions. Why is Donald Trump at a sneaker convention? Just why is he? Why is he at a sneaker convention? So again, idiot savant or undercover genius. I don't know
No, he's
which
a
one.
genius. I'm sorry. He's a genius. He's a genius.
And
I can't. He's a genius because I think he knows how stupid people are. So he's a genius.
and then they ugly, but so are Yeezys, and people bought those. So,
Right where I mean, these look better than what Trump's shoes look like. Good.
bruh, no, 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 no.
Some, yes, some of these depending. It depends. I mean, I'm not.
Bruh, I ain't never seen a pair of Yeezys in my life. I was like, oh, okay, I can see that. No, they look
I
like
mean,
molded
fashion.
vomit. Yeezys look like molded vomit. Like somebody puked and somebody else took some, put some gloves on and turned it into a sneaker. Yeezys look like molded vomit. They always
It's
have.
fashion. It's different.
Yeah, okay. You are correct. You are correct. Because some of the stuff you see on runways, you ain't never
Oh
gonna
yeah,
see off
they.
the hunt.
Oh no, no, no. That's just one off elite type stuff. Ain't nobody wearing that in regular public.
But yeah, this is at Sneaker Con in Philly. Now see when God I forgot now you got to help me out here because for some reason the name is escaping me. When Lonzo Ball and them dad wanted to roll out a $300 sneaker, everybody laughed. This moron rolls out a $400 sneaker, and I quote, "This is something I've been talking about for 12 years, 13 years, and I think it's going to be a big success."
It will. It will. I don't know if
That's
400
the
will.
real That's the real deal he added. Holding up the footwear, which features an American flag on the back and a capital T on the side.
Someone paid 9 bands for it already. It's going to happen. It because he autographed it. Someone paid 9 grand. So either that's a smart investment or you just a dumbass.
I mean, everybody, well, you can be, but as you always say, Kane, voice, two things can be true.
That's what I
Because
said.
just a short minute ago, everybody was spending money on NFTs, and what most NFTs worth now,
Nothing.
so that authentic bacon picture you got, it's not
I
worth
still don't
five
know
grand
how.
anymore.
I don't still know how that was worth anything. It's just a yeah. Consumers, man.
Like,
That's the thing. If consumers understood the power they had, the world would be a different place.
here's the part that eludes me. How can you not see Trump as a grifter? How can you look at this dude and think he's our savior? And it's not. See, I think the problem
He's an alien, that's why.
is, is perception. I think the problem is the perception of the average MAGA person is some backwoods coal mining, tooth missing, and use the phrase "poor white trash" person. It's not.
Mm-mm.
It's smart people in positions of power. Well,
Mhm.
presumably smart people in positions of power who own and run businesses. And they look at this dude like he's a savior of some sort. Like, you can't see the con. You can't see the con.
Because he's one of them.
I, but he's not. He's never been. He had a multi-million-dollar head start in life. When his father died, loophole the laws, and he got most of that money. He's not. That's the biggest. Usual suspects. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled is convincing the world he didn't exist. And the greatest trick Donald Trump ever pulled is convincing the world he's one of them. Because I'm like, he ain't never been one of y'all, ever. Unless you had a $40 million head start in life,
Isn't that what
he ain't
most
never
elites
one of
been
you.
though? Ain't that the whole point of elites? The rock going back from the Rockefellers north, like you're passing that down. That's the whole
But
point of elites.
the average MAGA head ain't got 40 mil.
No, oh, you talking about okay, I thought you were talking about elite. So much he's been an elite his whole life. What are you talking about? Oh, you
That's
meant
what
the MAGA crap. Oh.
right, because you said he's one of them. Like, nah, they ain't never. He's convinced them he's one of them.
Oh no, if you're talking about regular MAGA people, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no. Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like, how do you not see the con? He gets convicted and owes 300 mil, 300 and some change mil, and the next day he debuts a $300 sneaker, and you can't see how you getting played.
Oh, they're gonna help him out. They're gonna gosh, I don't know what that was. They're gonna help him out. They gotta help our Lord and Savior, man. Mr. T. Got the Teen Titan sneakers. But it's
Like,
all right.
look, we we in the black community is so suspicious of mofos that people trying to do the
Oh no,
right thing
I don't know about that.
is getting looked at under the microscope. Umar trying to build a school, and Casper looking at him like,
Well, that's a little different because where's the school?
it's not different, yo. It's
Where's the
literally
school? Where's the
I'm trying
school?
to I'm trying to build a school. If someone said,
Where?
listen, hold on. I'd have to look it up, I can tell you. But listen, this is a brother that ain't been convicted of nothing, ain't been found in no dirt, ain't did nothing foul. I was like, listen, fam, I'm trying to build a school for our black children, our black boys, so they become, excuse me, leaders in their community, so on and so forth. Brother, can you help me? And Cat is looking at him like,
Well, he got like, did he get like 40 million or 20 million? So like, he got money for it. We still don't see the school.
not sure about that, but here's my point. There's no, at least on the surface, there's no con here.
Yeah.
This
Same thing for
dude,
Black Lives Matter.
this dude literally got convicted, need to pay 300 some odd million. 3 days later, come out with a sticker of $400. You can't see the con. You can't see
No. These motherfuckers were risk their life to storm the Capitol all hit because he lost. You couldn't
that
take an
wasn't
L.
that
That's
wasn't
why.
a, that wasn't a con, no. That wasn't a con.
How's that not a con? You lost.
Okay.
What why I
It,
need
it,
to storm the what I need to storm the Capitol for? Why don't you do it?
and again, I think that's what's protecting him. He ain't never specifically say storm the Capitol. He
He
that
said,
that wasn't
didn't he
that
say I
wasn't a con.
see you there or something? Or go there? I know he said some cryptic shit. All right, fine. We want to play. He didn't actually say go storm the Capitol. But he definitely
That,
instigated, added some the secret ingredient. The Powerpuff Girls came in and got blasted. So I don't know what's going on.
Magneto voice. Let the pawns go first.
That's what he did.
Let the pawns go first.
He took that
That
to heart.
that wasn't a con. That was inciting a riot. That wasn't a con though. That was just stupidity on steroids. This is an obvious, like, wait a minute. You trying to get me to pay your bills? Get the fuck out of here. Like,
Don't all rich people.
yeah.
Okay, then. So we ain't doing nothing different.
But see,
Like
this
I
is it.
said,
Like I
it's
said,
smart. Like I said, I understand you hear me say diabolically genius. Like I said, even know how horrible the act or whatever. If there's some genius behind it, I will acknowledge it while still calling it diabolical. There is genius. Like I said, I love how people's minds think. Evil people, normal people, good people. I like it all. Like I said, my favorite character Joker. He's crazy as come, but his mind is beautiful. So, like, yeah, this like, it's genius. Y'all so fucking stupid. Who wouldn't take advantage of that? Who?
I
I get an
just,
easy 4 million by getting the trash ass nigga just putting a T on it with American flag. Y'all dumb gonna buy it by the brick?
bruh. And
Who?
it's just like, and you slap the American, and it's a joke that's not a, it's, I forgot what comedian started it, but it's so true. If I see the Jamaican flag on something, it's like, all right, roster, right on. If I see the Trinidadian flag, the Puerto Rican flag, all right, cool. I didn't say Puerto Rican flag, Puerto Rican America, my bad. But you see any other flag, you good. Only is it when you see the American flag, you like, oh, this motherfucker racist. Like only when did
Because
you ever, if you see a pickup truck with an American flag on it, what you thinking? What you automatically think?
it's a Confederate flag up there. It's right next to it.
Pretty
They were
much,
they were out that day. That's why they had to stick with that. I'm sorry.
pretty much. If you see somebody walking, if I put on Facebook, yo, I saw this cat out here wilding with an American flag T-shirt on. You ain't even gotta ask me. You ain't even gotta ask. You already know. You already know who it was. You already know.
There's
If
black
you
people that do
see,
it too. Ain't just them. They ain't well, actually a lot of people are doing now, so it ain't just them. But they're the usual
so
stuff.
I mean, it's just sad that you get to stick the American flag with a T on a sneaker. You got the insurrection ones for $400 though. $400, and I'm like, you clearly trying to get me to pay your bills. I'm insulted.
Right, we in a
Anybody with
recession.
sense, anybody with sense would be insulted. But no, these cats, them $400 add up. You got a long way to go to get to 300 million, but them $400 add up.
Well, concerning his supporters, and like I said, somebody just paid 9 bands for one pair. So you
Bruh.
acting like they're just paying 300 for each time.
You're right. You're right. I just listen. There's a couple of ideas that sounded too stupid to work, and I feel bad I didn't jump on it. Like, for instance, bottled water. Water is everywhere. Why would it occur to me to put water in a bottle and sell it to you? And here we are.
Because the
Here's the
water
question.
in the faucet is going to kill you. That's why.
Didn't see if you'd have told me, yo, buy some stockings by the water company in 1984, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Buy a bottle of water. That was wrong with you. But bottled water. Here we are.
On the
Here we
go.
are.
Get it on the go. And it's not
Here we
have
are.
lead and other chemicals in it. So yeah.
You know, I didn't realize this till not too long ago. Women with fake hair, some of that is financed. Never would have occurred to me to finance weave. Like financing weave would be a thing.
They finance
Never.
weed.
Exactly. Exactly.
How much? I mean, I know them. Depending, might not be.
Bruh, you talking like sometimes $500-600 between the hair and the time it takes to put in there. The good stuff that you can't tell is weave. That costs money and time.
Oh, that I know, but financing the weed, I get that. So
Finance.
you got your hair on leg. So what happens? You don't pay? They tell you don't.
You stupid, Joe. You stupid. One of those things I'd have never would have thought like that'd be a thing. That'd be a thing. Air machines.
Yeah, that's the dumbest thing ever. Now that is the ultimate. You should have led with that. That is just how am I paying for air?
But here we are.
Well, Wawa
Here
don't make.
we
Hey,
are.
Wawa, shout out to Wawa. Wawa is free. See, they get it right. Everywhere else, man, oh yeah, man, yeah, some scams. I don't care if it's a couple cents. I don't care. Why am I paying? You hear that? That's free. Free 99.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Inflation. Like air machines used to be a quarter.
Yes,
A
dollar and change.
quarter.
Dollar and change.
Now it's $1.
And change. 45.
How are you charging me for what I'm literally, again, bottled water, air? Never would have thunk it.
I mean, the bottled water can make more sense because of how our water system is in these faucets. Like I said, you should not be drinking tap water ever.
I'm
Like
about to
that.
say, it depends
Ever.
on where you are. It depends on
No,
where you
no. And you
all tap
should.
water is not created equal.
No, but you shouldn't be drinking at all, no matter where you're at.
Listen, as a native Western New Yorker,
You damn
there's
sure
not.
shouldn't be drinking New York's tap water. Oh hell no.
I said Western New York. I mean, I wouldn't. You listen. You jump into Hudson, you might come up the Toxic Avenger, but you might
So
come out with. But you jump into Hudson, you might come out with mutant powers. But as someone who grew up not far from Niagara Falls, huge running fresh water, like why am I paying for what? What I'm
are
paying for
you
what?
are you going to the falls and picking it out yourself? No.
I'm just saying, like the notion of paying for water, there's literal fresh water. And now this. So I'm gonna pay your bills. You must think I'm a newborn fool, huh? You think so you just got told to pay 300 and change mil 2 days ago. Now all of a sudden I'm gonna buy these sneakers to help you pay your bills.
Sucker born every day.
You ain't lying. Because they buying them apparently. You ain't the, the,
Smart.
the
I don't even
instant
blame
right,
him.
yo.
I don't blame him. You're gonna be dumb enough to do it. Then do it. Can't feel bad for you.
I love this guy. What facetiously, I'm looking at quotes. What's the most important thing? Trump asked the sneaker conference. To go out and vote, right? We have to go out and vote. The product launch was an unusual meeting of the worlds of politics and fashion. I just, I, I, I just, like you said, there's one born every minute. Shout out to PT Mime. There's one more. I just, I don't know. When I think about it, I don't know which one is more remarkable, Trump or Kim Kardashian. I don't know which one is more head scratcher. Like,
How did Kim get in this?
I'm just looking from the standpoint of you literally have no discernible real talents, and yet here we are. It's just it's a weird comparison on the surface, But let's see, what did Trump actually do?
Well, at least Trump
What
is
is
good at
Kim?
conning people. He's smart.
So is Kim.
I think that's more of the mom than her.
I don't, not at this point. Not at this point. Not at this point.
Well, I don't
Like,
keep up with the Kardashians. So
me neither. I'm just like, I am dumbfounded that anyone with the last name Kardashian is still relevant at this point. And yet here we are. Between them, it's almost $1 billion empire. And I'm like, how did, like, this is Jersey Shore on steroids. How are you rich? What discernible contribution to society have you actually made? What have you done?
what has most celebrities done to the society?
Not
Keep going
true.
there.
And quite a few that do a lot. Brad Pitt did a lot.
I said
Go back to
most.
Hurricane
I said
Katrina.
most. Did I say any? I said most. Like, okay, there's some outliers, sure, but for the most part, can they change the world? Or they just entertaining you?
Canadian voice. Two things can be true.
I said that. I said what you're talking about is the minority. Most of them don't do none of that. They just here to entertain, get their money, and live their life. So,
I'm just,
and Kim just caught her straight
yeah.
from English.
But air insurrection ones, and we've been at this for a minute, so we're not going to spend too much time on this last topic. NBA All Star Game. You think it's become a joke? I think it's just the NBA in general. To me, like I said, we talked about this off air. Once upon a time, you could go to the court, you go to a Rucker, you go to whatever best court in your neighborhood is, and see you do and be like, "Yo, this cat should have made the league. This cat can make it in the league." I believe that time is over. We had our very first All-Star game where a team scored 200. Sounds like nobody played defense. I got it. However,
Sounds like that's what happened.
the average human being can't pull up from half court and drain it.
So an
It's
average
just
human being. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
like like the level of, like we said, we talked about the evolution from AI to a Harden. Look, the level of skill it takes at this point to be in the league is off the charts. I get some people saying, "Oh, anybody playing defense?" No, dog, it's some hands and faces. It's some hands and faces.
No, it's not.
It's somebody still making first team on defense. James Harden ain't doing a double crossover sidestep with no one there. It is some DB in play. It's just the level of skill. Like if you watch Luca, the level of skill it takes to do what he does is
From
insane.
the top players. You're naming top all-time great players. The average NBA player ain't that damn much more skilled than the older one. Because there's still specialists. There's still people that can't do stuff. Jalen Brown, who you probably think is a superstar, can't draw with his left hand. What skill is that?
That's a running joke in the NBA, but
It's not a running
officially, if
joke.
you
It's the fact. So there's a lot of people that can't go. Hey, Julius Randle can't go right. Zion can't go right. So I'm saying, like, the skill is high, but it's not so fucking high that no one can make the league. That is not. There's people in the league that don't even deserve to be in the damn league. So no,
see,
and we're just talking about the All Star game. They don't play no goddamn defense, and it's boring. It's boring as hell. They haven't tried since Kobe died. Rest in peace. So if it's going to take just a legend to pass away every time for y'all to try, that's BS, man. Just
so I'm,
scrap
I'm
the game. Scrap it. There's no point.
So I'm gonna presume you never saw that clip of Brian Scalabrine, huh?
Yeah, he's busting people's butts. Yes.
Right. Scrub 10th man Brian Scalabrine and was
Yeah.
at the local rec center just giving it to cats.
He's still an
So
NBA player.
what a 2 point career average.
Dude, NBA is one of the toughest leagues to get in just because the numbers. It's not lots. So that remained the same from back then. Because he was back then. Like the 15th man on the bench could give 90% of the world the business. The only people that have problems is actual NBA talent. Or maybe overseas talent that could be in the league that just didn't. Because it's a lot of it's not even just talent, it's just politics. Or they want you to fit a role. And this comes from NBA players. Like you can be the nicest dude in the world in the park, but if you're not willing to play a role, accept this, that, or third, they won't let you in. So yeah, I don't, what the talent has always been better than the average Joe. That ain't nothing to do. So, but I'm just saying, they don't play no damn defense in the All Star game. We might as well not. We might as well not even have it, man. Just name them the All Stars. Don't have the A. That's all we had to do. Because they don't care. It's not fun to watch. It's boring. I fell asleep after the second quarter.
If you appreciate offense, it's mind blowing.
No,
But
it's
okay.
not. It's no. Because the scoring has gone up these past few years and the viewership has dropped. Oddly enough, damn near defensive errors had higher viewership when there was actual defense when it was more balanced. Now it's not. Everyone is chucking three like the Boston Celtics. This is why I don't trust them in the playoffs. They are just shooting threes like it's nothing. They live and die by the three. And I'm sorry, yeah, everyone is not Golden State. You don't have two of the greatest shooters of all time on the team, and then you add one of the greatest scorers ever on top of that. You don't have
Agreed.
that.
Agreed.
So people like they shoot like 50, 60 threes a game. Like no one wants to see that. Shot chuck it. Like, come on, dog.
Yeah, unless they're going in, but the problem is a lot of men going in.
They're not. That's the thing. You
That,
can be
that
hot and
problem is
cold.
a lot of men going in. So there's that. But I just, you used to watch the NBA in the 80s and say maybe the 90s, and you see, you know what? I can do that. With the exception of the truly exceptional, your Dominique Wilkins, your Jordans.
That's
Eh,
it.
I can do that.
Look at Olajuwon,
Yeah.
Kareem, Magic. You thought you can do that? Bird? I don't think you looked at them and said I can
That's
do
what
it.
I'm saying. You're talking the elites.
Yeah,
But
that's you.
if we watch Jalen Rose, no, not the Jalen, but a Jalen Rose or
It was
Xavier
nice.
McDaniel.
They would give everyone the business.
That's my thing. But in those eras, it's like I seen a cat at the park able to do that. I seen a cat at the park
Yeah, I can
cross
watch
over
this.
that.
I can name tons of NBA players that can do what they do now. The role players. Okay, we're not talking about role players. We're talking about stars.
But that's my point. We're at a point where your average the average NBA player is the level of skill it takes to do it. Like who saw Shai Gilgeous Alexander? The level of skill that takes, the
Nice like
quickness,
that.
the speed. Like
Yeah,
we're
top
at a
player.
point.
A top player. You're naming all top players. You just admitted no one in history, no matter what era, if they were top players, did you think we can do that? So you're not saying nothing new.
Malik Monk is a six man, and I'm willing to bet he busts most people's ass. Jamal Crawford was a six man for a good chunk of his career. Otherworldly handles. The point I'm making here is the level of skill it takes to even get to the league
And you're
is
naming
off the
older
charts.
people from an older generation. And I've seen plenty of people that can do what Malik Beasley can do. He's just a shooter. He didn't do nothing
I said,
else.
no. I said Malik Monk.
Same thing. You got microwave Vinny Johnson. We can go back to '80s. There's plenty of Finnish players can do what they can do. Like, stop it. No. If you're talking about the top stars, yes, that's always been the case. If you're talking about regular role players, there's plenty of people that can do it. That's why they're role players. They're specialists. Specialists still exist. So you tell me someone who's not really great at one thing and that has the height couldn't do what they do? Yes, they can.
I mean, I know they think they can, but I'm willing to bet bread. The average cat at the Rucker is not scoring on Rudy Gobert.
In space, yes,
The
they probably would. Wemby was cooking him at 16 years old.
Wemby is it? Come on now.
He
Wemby
was
is it.
15 years old, my boy. Give him the business.
Give you another example. And he catches a lot of shit, and honestly, he should. Thanasis. Thanasis looks like the bum of the family.
He is.
Thanasis will come.
He is. If you watch them play, he is the funniest NBA player of all time. I swear to God. I ain't even talking about the lowlights because I happen to catch a couple Bucks games and when he comes in at garbage time, gives his energy, and he'll do the dumbest possible. I'm like nepotism. Shout out to Giannis. I respect it. If I eat, you eat.
Look, that Thanasis is not like, but I bet you Thanasis will come to the court and bust everybody ass. The level of athleticism and skill it now takes to be in the NBA, like it's basically the argument is it's not cats ain't necessarily playing D. It's the skill level is now through the roof, and we all know good O beats D in the NBA.
I
Look, you
agree.
can put your hand in somebody's face, but if they got a J, they got a J.
I agree. But
That's I'm like,
the rules benefit the offense though. That's the reason why. There's a reason why. This is why I respect AI the most, because he played in the era where the rules did not favor his type, the small, scrawny, skilled guys, because people can just come up on you, pause.
well,
People
you
can just
still couldn't
get
hand
up
check
in
though.
you. People can just get up in you, lay you out, do all like, and like I said, I don't know if 3 seconds existed at that time, but yeah, like the offense was different. Now it's spread out, it's not congested, and you can't touch me. You can't be too aggressive, and they can initiate the contact and still get the foul, even though you're not doing. That wasn't. I'm not saying it didn't happen back then, but it's way more prominent now. You can't be as aggressive until maybe the playoffs,
Mhm.
and people just
I
chucking
just,
threes, and it's more pick and rolls and finding mismatches and yada yada. Like this, the scheme, the game is played differently, so more skilled players can do things, and the defense is kind of at the offense mercy more than they ever been.
I hear the crying and complaints from the old heads, and I'm like, it's not people ain't playing D, it's
I'm tired of
offensives.
threes.
I will give you that. Like everyone we learned out, everyone's not Steph Clay, not Harden, not Lillard. Like y'all ain't gotta like everybody ain't gotta like that.
I'm tired of threes.
So, but yeah, it's not just it's just the get off my lawn crew. Anybody playing defense no more. It's not like the bad boys. Yeah, no one's getting clothesline anymore. You're right. No one's hand checked anymore. You're right. But the skill level is
No, they
ridiculous.
hand checking still. It's just not as bad. But the skill is ridiculous. That part I agree. But the rules favor the offense more. It's
Okay.
imbalanced.
All right. All right.
That's what we
So
want. Balance.
let's run it back, recap. We had one heck of a show, covered a lot of ground. This was real fun to do from the top. Shout out to Putin in Russia. Like when you're not trying to bully, or at least what we're told is bullying Ukraine, you can do things like come up with cancer vaccines. That's gonna be pretty awesome if it works. Um, I'm not ever gonna say I told you so because people have lost. There's been a massive loss of life. So overall, you can say the COVID vaccine has been a success. But my side on this, I'm still not 100% convinced. We've been told everything as far as side effects. I think as time goes on, we might see more. So it depends on where in that side of the fence you sit at. 99 out of 13 billion vaccines given, that's like a speck. So either you believe that and be like, "Ooh, thank goodness," or it's you're not telling us everything. You're just telling us tip of the iceberg. Um, oh man, we forgot to talk about disease X. We'll get that next go around. But we had a fentanyl overdose and a guy charged for it. If I Uber you some fentanyl, you taking an OD. I guess I'm in the wrong, especially in Texas. If because in Texas you can so much know somebody that did something, know somebody that knows somebody that did something, and somehow get charged. So yeah, you picked the wrong place to pull out one guy. I'm curious how that's going to turn out. Pedophiles in Idaho, I'm just I stick to what I said. It does nothing to prevent the monster. It's a lot of tough Tony talk from somebody probably trying to get reelected. But ultimately, my thing is, how do we prevent the monster? This does nothing to prevent the monster. The insurrection ones going for 400 a pop. That's just wild. And if you're gonna pay the scalper prices of like a whole band or two, that's super wild. I don't even know if I was gonna say I aspire to have devotees like that. I aspire to have people that buy whatever I sell at that price. I don't. I don't. I'm cool because I'm convinced y'all a little special. As the older black folks say, y'all a little touched that y'all gonna spend 2 grand on some insurrection sneakers. Like y'all a little special be out here in these streets openly paying somebody's bills. Y'all, wow.
I
Y'all,
mean,
that's gonna
what
look.
you pay somebody's bill when you buy anything? Just saying.
Yeah, but nah, fam, not like I said. You're not gonna.
Hey,
I'd rather give.
you paying $1,000 for a Gucci shirt, but it's a regular T-shirt.
Fam, I would rather give Umar another grand and get the school built than get his idiot knowing you. Yeah, I'd rather give Umar another grand or get the school built. And yeah, as far as no defense, any All-Star game that's been the recipe. No one plays defense in the fourth quarter, and then overall, a whole bunch of old folks screaming, "There's no defense, no defense." Nah, it's D. Somebody's still making first team on defense, but offense has gotten through the roof. The skill level is through the roof. Because I've seen plenty of times Luke could do that double crossover step back, like that's about to get sent, and it's right in your face, money. So it's not people not paying defense; it's just offense and got better. Your recap, sir.
Russians. We'll see. We'll go from there with the vaccine. See if it works. There ain't no cure coming out anytime soon, if ever. Uh, COVID vaccine. I mean, I didn't really tell you so because I didn't really care. I just said, don't diss the other side. I said, I still hope I'm wrong. I said, people close to me I know that have the jab. So if that's an issue, that's an issue for me. So hopefully that 99 is right. But realistically, it's not. We didn't even talk about that. Yeah, being charged with fentanyl. Yeah, so I guess drug dealers getting charged for your own overdose. I don't know how to feel about that. And fairness is fair, and then also is unfair, which I know that makes no sense, but this makes no sense. Because who do you blame? But I guess it's whether where you fall in this equation. Um, the pedos in Idaho, the death penalty means nothing. Still exists everywhere, right in plain sight. So, but I guess you took one away. Okay, it's 10,000 more. For everyone you kill, 10,000 more heads grow. Trump insurrection ones. He's a smart guy. I don't care what nobody say. He's a smart guy.
You,
He's a smart guy. You can't with everything you can't say he. You call him all types of stuff. You can't call him dumb. I'm sorry. You can't. He's playing this. He's playing people perfectly. The manipulation. Oh my god. This is a psychology dream. I see why they like Trump, man. Shout out to Trump, man. Yeah, some dumb mother. But and the NBA All Star. Yeah, I was talking about specifically for the All Star game. They don't play no defense, and they don't. 200 points in a basketball game it should never happen. Not even the All Star game it should happen. And this is the first time it's happened. That's how you know no defense is played. And they shot over 153s. Actually, no, 163s that game.
that's crazy.
163s. 160. I don't think y'all know how many threes that is. I don't
That's
think they should have
43.
made threes on 3-point contest. Like, this is some BS.
That's
No, but
43. That's 43 is a quarter. Wow.
and you think that's fun to watch? Just chucking? No, it's not. We would be fun to watch. It's the old like y'all competing. You want to see the best players in the world compete against each other. And we can't see our private runs in UCLA. So this is where we're supposed to get it. And y'all don't try this shit. So I don't know. There's no point in having the game. Just scrap it. Scrap it. I'm done.
Clearly, I'm allergic to something. Allergic to lack of defense.
Yep.
Allergic to insurrection sneakers.
Yep. I
but
see somebody with a pair of boy eyes.
but as always, man, pleasure to do this with you. Same bad time. Hey,
Yep.
here we go. It's spring. Spring is almost here, boy. I can tell. Spring is almost here.
I can see
But
that too.
Same bad time, same bad channel next week, man. It's always a blast. Always a blast. Please like, share, subscribe, share with your folks. As my man called early on behalf of myself and my co-host, the Yeah I Said It podcast. Peace.
Yeah.